Peace, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kay, and I am a messenger of the universe. Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Even if you're new here, this is not the first time that our souls have crossed paths. Welcome back, you guys. So let's go ahead and get started with this reading. I have 3 groups today. This is going to be guidance for all of my empaths that are coming through and watching this video. Welcome to you all. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm not showing you guys the crystals because I prefer for you guys to use your intuition rather than just picking the crystal that looks the prettiest to you. It's not the best thing to do. But yeah, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started with group number 1. Peace. So welcome to your reading on your guidance as an empath. So this group, you guys have very contagious energy. I'm picking up right off the bat. You guys, your moods, your emotions can rub off on people easily. You can probably very quickly help other people transmute any emotions that they're experiencing, especially heavy energies. You guys, I'm feeling like children and animals are probably very attracted to this group too. You guys probably have a very maternal or paternal vibe to you guys. Like, you guys attract all types of energies, both good and bad. So this group is probably gonna have to be big on protection because you guys are like a beam of light in the spirit realm, and when someone is like that, like, they attract all types of energies, both good and bad. So you just have to have discernment for the people that come into your life, so you don't give the wrong people the time of day when they don't deserve it. And yeah, so group number 1, I feel like one of your empathic gifts is the ability to help other people transmute heavy energies, which also means you can do this yourself. So you guys are most likely a very optimistic person. You tend to see things the glass half full rather than half empty, and this is again an empathic gift that you have, which rubs off on the people and creatures around you. So what does group A's empathy cause them to struggle in? What does group A's empathy cause them to struggle in? I think that one of the things your empathy causes you to struggle in is you guys, like I said, you see the glass half full rather than half empty. So there's certain situations where you can easily see things in a better light than what they really are. I feel like this group, you guys can be a little bit too, like, you're living with the rose-colored glasses on. You guys are a little bit too, I'm trying to think of the word, like, you're not being realistic about the situations that you're in. Like, you could be dealing with a narcissist, for example, but you just can come up with any excuse in the world to make them seem like they're a great person when they really aren't. So I feel like this group, being realistic about the reality you live in is going to be something that's going to help you overcome this weakness of yours, because again, you're just the type of person that always sees the good in people. You see the good in every situation, even when things are terrible, awful, just not so good. I feel like you guys can always come up with some sort of solution or some sort of way out. So I feel like this weakness of yours, of your empathy at least, it can cause you to stay in situations longer than you need to be, and it can also distract you from seeing people and situations for what they really are. So again, you just kind of tend to stay longer in not so good situations because you think you belong there when you really don't. So what is group A's strength? What is their strength when it comes to their empathy? One of your empathic strengths is that you guys have the ability to touch people from afar. Okay, you don't have to physically be in a room with them for people to be able to feel your energy. You might often have people telling you that you're in their dreams, or that they feel your energy even when you're not physically present. I feel like you guys have the vibe to you where your empathic abilities, you're able to be there for people without really trying. Okay, like, I feel like you guys just always know what someone needs. And even if you're not physically present, like, just think the thought of you or the thought of something that you told them in the past kind of like just pops up in their mind, and it's like you guys give people inspiration even when you're not there or when you're not physically present. So you guys can send energy. You guys can probably be very intentional with how you channel your energy. You guys probably are very good at recognizing energy, at reading people, at understanding energy, of seeing energy. Some of you guys can probably read auras. This group, your strength and your empathic abilities has to do with your ability to attract, okay? And again, I'm telling you guys, when I say you guys can attract things to you, I'm talking about both good and bad things. So that is why having spiritual discernment is important, because not everything or everyone that comes into our life is meant to stay, you know? So who is moved by group A's empathy? What type of people are moved? So people who are most moved by your empathy, we have the Two of Wands. There's a lot of Leo, Sag, Aries here. I think right now, or at least in the current energy that I'm reading for, the people who are moved by your empathic abilities are people that live close to you, people that are around you. I'm getting like this could be close friends and family members. Like they're really recognizing your empathic nature, your ability to read, understand, or channel energy. And I feel like these sorts of people are moved by your energy because it's like they can feel you even if you're not there. Like your energy or your presence is like there, but it's not there, you know? So it's almost like people feel like you're like even if you were to pass away, heaven forbid, okay? I feel like people would say you're just someone where it's like it just feels like your soul is just not, it can never die. Like you're always there even when you're not here. So I feel like people just tend to feel very strongly connected to you. And for the people that do feel connected to you, they just see something really interesting about you. They see something very special within you, right? And I feel like also it's people who are stagnant in their own lives. People, I'm getting like Capricorns or Virgos who are more, what's the word? Like, you guys know how earth signs are. Like, they can be very what's the word, bruh? Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. But like in my personal experience with astrology, I feel like Capricorn is like the sign where like you cannot tell them anything. Like they're very much like they have to see it for themselves to really believe it or understand it. Okay, so that's why it's really hard to convince a Capricorn or a Virgo or any earth sign for that matter that astrology is real or that spiritual energy is real or that like any of this stuff is like, they would have to experience it for themselves to understand it. And I feel like you guys can bring that understanding to people who are that way regardless of their astrology sign. But you know, people in that mindset where it's like they have to see it to believe it, you are the proof. Like you're the living proof, you're the living evidence that this stuff is real. So that's the type of people who are most moved by your empathic abilities, okay? So who is triggered by your empathy? Ciao. Only want one card. Who is triggered by group A's empathy? Okay, who gets triggered by your empathy? You guys have the Nine of Wands in reverse. People who don't know how to like put in work and effort, because I think you guys have an effortlessness to what you do. So people who don't want to put in that work, or people who just kind of have things handed to them. And even the Nine of Wands in reverse to me is a little bit of entitlement. Like they feel entitled to your energy, or they feel entitled to your time just because you are this ethereal person or you are this empathic individual. Like, don't get it twisted, babe. But I feel like the people who get triggered are people who don't want to put in the work because they see someone who's genuine and sincere and putting in the work, that's passionate and almost effortless. And it's almost like just very triggering because they see all the work that they have to put in to even get to that level. So I feel like you really trigger people who aren't putting in the work. You trigger people who aren't doing the work, or who kind of are a sloth, okay? I can't believe I said sloths. But like who are just lazy, okay? They're just lazier about their process, or they just like they see the hard work you put in and they probably make excuses like, oh, you just got lucky, or you're just special, or you think you're special. Like this is the type of person that gets triggered by your empathic abilities, is the type of person that doesn't want to work for anything and also will most likely discredit anyone who actually did work for the things they get. So I mean, hey, you trigger people to do the inner work though, so I think that's a good part about it. So, and lastly, how to protect your energy, Group A. How can Group A best protect their energy with their empathic abilities? Okay. There's a lot of Leo, Sag, Aries for this group, specifically Sagittarius. But how to best protect your energy is, again, like I said, just be careful of who you are giving your energy to. Be discerning and be okay with being discerning. This group, I would say you're okay with, you can get by in your life by being a little bit selfish sometimes, because you guys are very generous with your time and your energy. You guys will probably go above and beyond to help people. So just know your limits when it comes to giving. Okay, sometimes you have to be a little selfish. I know this group, y'all probably like, you love helping people, you want to be there for people, and it's great, don't get me wrong, but you know, people want to take advantage of you, okay? Because some people see kindness as a weakness, so they'll just keep taking and taking, like they literally do not care. They're, you know, just, they lack empathy. So this group, the best way to protect your energy is to be discerning and trust your judgment on who you should give to and how much you should give, okay? Thank you so much, Group A, for joining me for this reading. If it resonated, drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you would like to join my beautiful community of my lovely ravens. My name is Kay. I had the pleasure of being your reader today, and I hope to catch you at my next video. Peace. Peace to my lovely ravens that selected Group B. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so this group, y'all are psychic, okay? Y'all are the psychic where, like, you know stuff that happens before it happens, okay? This gift is unique, okay? The reason why I say it's unique, because you guys probably already even know what's going on with the world. Like, you guys probably even know, like, worldly events before they happen. You probably dream about them all the time, or you just get visions of stuff that happens before it happens. It happens to me all the time, y'all. Like, it happens a lot, okay? So the thing about this gift is, like, not everyone is going to believe your predictions, and then when it comes true, you kind of get the last laugh. So it kind of sucks, because I dislike when I give my family, specifically my family, a certain prediction, and it's like, I don't even tell them stuff, like my psychic stuff, unless it's something very serious, like life or death type stuff. But there's just times where they don't listen to me, and I'm just like, bro, do y'all not see this, like, actually happening in real time now? Like, I've been saying this for the past 2 years. Now y'all want to listen because you see it happening. And I mean, that's just kind of how it is, though. Like, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Even when I have dreams about stuff that happens in the future, I can see, like, the people that are still not going to believe it, even when it's right in front of their faces. And it's so annoying, okay? It's just annoying to, like, know these things, knowing that they're coming, and then, like, all you can do is just protect yourself at that point. Like, all you can do is just prepare yourself for what is to come, okay? So a lot of y'all that pick this group, you guys are just very psychic. Like, you can predict a lot of stuff before it happens, and you can also read people to filth, okay? And that's in itself is a gift. I want to speak specifically to my people with Gemini placements in this reading. I know y'all are good at manipulating with your words, okay? You know this too. You can easily manipulate people through lying, and you can make it be real convincing. Okay, I'm calling y'all out real quick, okay? Not because I hate y'all, but because I know what y'all be doing, okay? Y'all are good liars, and I'm not trying to say that because I want y'all to go around lying. I think lying can be beneficial in some cases, because not everybody deserves the truth, you know? But bear in mind, lying is like a form of manipulation, okay? You're not being honest. So just be careful of what you're lying about, okay? That's what I want to tell this group specifically, especially y'all with them Gemini placements, and you know what I'm talking about, okay? You know you could probably be the person to start off like that one white lie, and then it turns into some big extravagant lie, and you just happen to remember every little detail along the way to always make it sound convincing, and no one would ever question you because you're just that good at making it convincing, okay? That's a gift. Not everybody can lie and make it convincing, but also for those of y'all specifically, y'all also are able to tell when other people are doing the same thing. So you can tell when people are lying to you or lying to themselves, okay? This is all a part of your gifts, by the way. I'm not just trying to like call y'all out like that, but yeah. I see that coming through for this group. You guys have those gifts where it's like, really be careful of how you use your gifts, because it can be used, like, again, for good or bad. But the thing is, when you use your gifts for bad, quote unquote, and then the karma comes back around and you end up getting depressed or you end up anxious all the time because of all the energy that's, you know, coming back around, it's going to be harder to be like gifted or connect to your gifts, because it's just a lot. Okay, so that's why I'm saying be careful of how you use your gifts, how you use your energy. Be mindful, be intentional, because you can use it for good and bad things. And I'm not going to encourage y'all to do it for bad things, because that's just not me. Okay, so yeah, group B. What is group B struggling? What does group B's empathy cause them to struggle in? Group B, your empathy causes you to struggle in just resting. Okay, you guys are always on the go. You're always going, working. Like, I feel like you guys, again, are very active within the mental plane here. You guys are good at, you know, you can just be very active intelligently as well. You guys need breaks sometimes. Like, you guys, why am I pulling the card up? Like, I'm doing it the wrong way. But anyway, you guys need rest sometimes, and you guys can lead yourself to burnout very easily when you just are on go all the time without any breaks or without any moments to stop and breathe. Okay, that is what your empathy causes you to struggle in, because your empathy is always on the go, always coming up with new ideas, always coming up with different patterns, different connections, different scenarios. It's like, chill. Like, my mental is going crazy. You guys might struggle with what's it called, sensory overload. Like, if there's too many things going on at once, you guys might shut down or break down and stuff like that. Like, it's not good. So just be mindful that rest is important for you guys, as well as taking baths, Himalayan salt baths, to cleanse your energy every once in a while, because you guys can carry on a lot of energy at once without realizing it, and then you end up taking on a lot of people's not really trying to. So salt baths can definitely benefit you for this group. Okay, so what is this group's empathic string? What is this group's empathic string? Okay, group B, y'all are really built different, huh? So you guys have the sun in reverse. Your empathic strength is the ability to recognize the shadow and not be afraid of it. You guys have some sort of courage in you, I don't know, some sort of bravery in you. You guys are not afraid of the dark side, okay? Dark side ain't afraid of you either, okay? So for this group, your empathic strength is like within shadow work and stuff. You guys might be like a tough love psychic reader, to be honest. Like, you'll tell people how it is, not how they want it to be. That's a strength right there, okay? People can listen to you tell the truth and they won't end up like butthurt. And even if they do end up hurt, they'll be hurt for a second, and then like once things conspire and they see the truth, then they'll be like, oh, now I get where group B was coming from, you know? So this group, you guys have a really interesting way of working with dark energies, or even like I mentioned, manipulation and lying. Like, you guys have a unique way of being able to manipulate situations in your favor, which, again, like I said, good or evil. I'm not recommending nobody use your gifts for evil, but I'm just saying, y'all know, if you know, you know. So group B, your empathic strength is your ability to shed light on the dark. You're able to shed light on things that are unseen, people are unaware of. You can make the connections, you can see the patterns, and you can see the path that people are going on, especially if they're going down a really dark path. You probably nudge them in the right direction, like, hey, like, you might want to not do this, because I can kind of see where this is heading, and it's not cute. So you can kind of nudge people in the right direction, or not. But again, like I said, we use our gifts for good over here. So, who is moved by your empathy? Who is moved by this group's empathy? Okay, so we have divorcees, we have like heartbroken people just getting out of a breakup. I feel like people that get moved by your gifts and your abilities are people that are very heartbroken. People might go to you for advice, or they might go to you for like love advice or relationship advice. Even if it's not romantic love, then it's just like, oh, how can I fix my relationship with my mom? Like any relationship that's broken apart, I feel like you guys are able to, you can actually help people heal their broken relationships with not only themselves but with other people, especially if they're going down a certain path and you can psychically see like what's going on with their journey, and you see that it's not leading them down a good path. You can nudge them in the right direction. And bear in mind, as a psychic myself, I've given people predictions all the time. People aren't always going to listen, and as in psychic, I feel like you have to be accepting of the fact that people don't have to listen to you. You could be right all you want, but people still have their right to not believe in you or to not choose to follow the path that you want them to follow. Like I give people that discretion. Like, I'm just here to give you what I see. You can do what you want to do, but I'm just saying this what I'm getting, you know? Like, that's just how it goes. So yeah, I feel like you really move people who are in a time where they're broken, or where they've been left behind, or where they've been abandoned. You really give a different perspective on the darkness that is around them, or you just give people a different perspective on the hurt that they're experiencing. And I think that's really helpful for those people, because they start to see their darkness in a better way. Instead of seeing them as weak and broken, they kind of see it as almost empowering. Like, you know what, this is just a time in my life that is just it's not gonna last, basically. So you guys really have a very special gift of manipulation, which I don't mean manipulation in a good or a bad way. I just mean manipulation in a sense where you can have things bend to your will without really having to directly influence that thing, you know? So yes, you guys have interesting energies here. You guys can manipulate someone to basically heal their broken heart, okay? That's a unique gift, okay? So, who is triggered by Group B's empathy? Who is triggered by Group? Oof. I'm already picking up like a lot of people get triggered by your gifts, but I'm just going to pull one card and we're going to get more details on it. Group B, who's triggered? So for one, the first person that usually gets triggered by you, group number one, is people in your life who want to offer you something romantically, but you see through their BS and you can call them out for it. Those are the first people that get triggered by your gifts. Probably because if they're a narcissist, you probably already know the signs, you know the sayings and the phrases that they'll use to try to manipulate other people, and you can call them out in an instant. That's a gift right there. So you trigger people who are like very I would say you're like the narcissist kryptonite, because they cannot, like, nothing can really get past you, group B, okay? So the other people that get triggered by you are, again, people who don't want to, like, I feel like group A, if group A would probably get triggered by you too, group B, because group A is very optimistic about their life, very like, oh yes, everything's all good. So like if you came in and you told them that the relationship they're in is a little bit like you're low-key with a narcissist, they're gonna get a little triggered, okay? So I feel like the second people that get triggered are people who are in a place in their life where they don't want to see things for what they are. They're like trying to ignore that there's bad in the person that they're dating or that they're with, or whatever the case is. They don't want to acknowledge the fact that they're not in the best spot that they can be in with this person that's influencing their life in a bad way. So I feel like the people you trigger are people who try to deny the truth. People that aren't accepting of what is really get triggered by you, because you bring in the truth that is not so pretty, but it needs to be told. And I think that's where your gifts and where your power comes from, okay? So you really trigger people. I'm telling you, group B, you really be knowing, like, when people ask you out on a date and you get to know them, you can read them for filth, and you probably already know like what their inner demons are, what their weaknesses and strengths are from one conversation. Like, y'all are really built different, okay? That I'm telling y'all. So let's see how to protect your energy, group B. How can group B protect their energy? how to best protect your energy. I'm telling you, mainly has to do with burnout. Don't burn yourself out. And also, you don't have to speak about every single prediction that you get as well. Some of it might be the sort of predictions that keep you up at night. I get them too, okay? Especially when it's stuff that's happening globally and I can't do anything about it. It can be a lot mentally to like experience it and like to be there psychically and like seeing things firsthand, and then you see it happen on the news the next day. Like it's a little bit like, what the heck, like traumatizing sometimes. But yeah, I feel like for this group, the best way to protect your energy is to avoid burnout. Avoid letting your thoughts, your anxiety consume you guys. You guys probably have tons of anxiety. Like, you guys worry about the future a lot because you are so psychic. Like, you can see what's happening in the future. It's difficult to not worry when you see what's coming. But the best way to protect your energy is to recognize what your anxiety is and versus what your intuition is, because your anxiety will have you thinking sometimes that something is a psychic prediction when it's really just anxiety and worry. So if I were you, I'd just practice on discerning between what is it my anxiety and what is my intuition, because sometimes they can get mixed up. So don't always take your anxiety as intuition, and don't always take your intuition as anxiety. Thank you guys so much for joining me, Group B. If this resonated, drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you would like to join my beautiful community of my lovely ravens. My name is Kay. I had the pleasure of being your reader today, and I hope to catch you in my next video. Peace. What's up to everyone that selected Group C? Welcome to your reading on what your empathic abilities are, all the guidance that I have for you guys. Let's get started. So your group's ability kind of appears to be like communicating with like fairies, or like communicating with other realms like dragons, and like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, if you guys are into that stuff, like, I don't know that much about it, but I do know like there's like other realms and you can like communicate with the different entities in those realms. In this group, you have strong connections to certain realms like fairies, dragons. I know dragons is one, but like mainly it's like creatures that you would see in a Disney movie, like that you would think are mythical. Like, you guys can communicate with these creatures, or you have access to the realms that they exist in, and you can like get messages and downloads, all that good stuff. Okay, so your gift is like being able to communicate with different realms. Okay, I feel like you guys are probably very active within the astral plane. You guys can probably do very intentional astral travel. You can probably like go to Paris while you sleep if you really wanted to. So like, your gifts are very, very, very good gifts in my opinion. I like this group. Okay, so let's see, what is the group C's empathy cause them to struggle in? So for this group, I'm getting your empathy. What you might struggle in is, it would have to be creating, it looks to me like this is creating boundaries with the people closest to you that you share your gifts with. Some of you guys may give a lot of advice without like really getting anything in return, and because of this you might develop some sort of resentment or like anger towards the people that you give to. And you know, it's just kind of like that unwarranted passive aggressiveness. I feel like you guys, when you guys are hurting, you would keep it in. You know, you don't really share your pain or share your struggles. You might be into escapism. Like, you might instead decide to go astral traveling, or you decide to go communicate with the spirit realm about your heartache instead of communicating to the people that are in this 3D plane with you guys. This group, you guys may have the tendency to escape, especially when you're experiencing a lot of pain. You run away from your pain instead of facing it head on. That is your empathic weakness. This is what stops you the most from being able to develop and connect to your empathy, because again, your heartache, it doesn't last forever, Group C, and it can be difficult for you to share your pain with others because you feel like they don't understand where you're coming from, or they don't understand your struggle or your experiences. So I feel like it's just important for you to hold on to those like-minded people that you do connect with and that do understand you, because they're few and far between. They're really rare occurrences for you, at least, to come across someone that really gets you on deeper levels than most people would. So I feel like for this group, like, you guys can probably deal with a lot of heartbreak when it comes to people in your life leaving you or abandoning you, because you just develop strong connections with them. You have strong heartfelt connections with the people closest to you. So it can be really hard to let go of that hurt and that pain that you experience when things aren't going your way, or when that person can't be there for you in the way that you feel like they should. So, what is one of your empathic strengths? I would also like to point out, Group A, that you guys just feel things very deeply. So, things that hurt you very deeply, other people may not understand, like, why this hurts you so much, because there's just certain reasons why you think a certain way or why you act a certain way, and it may not be very easy for everyone to understand. But also, when you are in pain, it's hard for you to talk about it, it's hard for you to open up about it, which is, again, a part of this weakness of yours. Like, when you're hurting, you don't have to pretend like everything's okay. And your strength is, ironically enough, your ability to feel so much, your ability to feel things so deeply is a part of what makes you strong, Group C, okay? It's not a weakness to be emotional. It's not a weakness to have emotions. Everyone has emotions. We're human, okay? I think it's beautiful that you guys have a way to express your emotions and that you guys are still connected with how you feel. In case you guys didn't know, empathy is not something that, I think empathy is taught. I don't even think it's something that comes naturally to everyone around you. So the fact that these feelings and these emotions and experiencing them in this way comes to you very naturally really says a lot. You guys have a heart, you guys have feelings, you have emotions, you care, and I think that's a beautiful thing. It's okay to care, Group C. Like, you guys probably care more than you want to, but it really is okay to care, and don't let anyone try to convince you that caring is stupid or that caring is useless. Like, caring is what makes the world go round with love, okay? So yeah, you guys, your ability to feel things deeply, your emotions, is a beautiful experience, and if I'm being honest, if you've ever shared your emotions with anyone, it's beautiful. You really have a beautiful way of expressing yourself, of being who you are, and I think that's just inspiring to people and other people who also feel this way. Who is moved by Group C's empathy? Who is moved or positively impacted by Group C's empathic abilities? So we could have a Virgo that's moved by your empathy. I would say people who isolate themselves are really moved by who you are, especially those people who, again, are kind of the type to hold everything all in and act like everything's all good when it's not. I think you inspire people when you finally express your emotions and you tell them how you're really feeling and what you're really thinking, what's on your mind, because these people, they're kind of in the same energy as you, where they just hold everything together. And I think the way that you express your emotions, especially after bottling everything up for so long, the way that you express yourself is it really inspires people, especially those people who have given up on love themselves or given up on their own emotions themselves. I think you guys inspire people to still connect with how they feel, because it's important. If it's important to you, then it must be important to another person, So, who is triggered by Group C's empathy? Who is triggered? So people that get triggered by your empathy are the type of people that cannot be alone, that are always out and about with someone, that don't know how to be alone. I think your ability to just again, to carry all of these things on your own is inspirational to those who are doing the same thing, but to those who are the opposite, who are no, I cannot ever be alone, I cannot ever be by myself, it's the opposite for them. They get triggered by seeing someone so emotionally independent. So I think that the people who are mainly triggered by you could be people in your work environment who notice that you kind of pick up on things very quickly. You don't really need people to always hold your hand. Basically, you guys can just hold your own. And I think people who can't hold their own, they kind of get triggered by this, because they what the heck, how you do this? I don't know how to even cook on my own or like breathe on my own? Like, how do you just do this, you know? And lastly, how can group C better protect their energy? How can group C better protect their energy? Continuing to focus on what makes you happy, continuing to work on your goals and your dreams, despite how you feel or despite your emotions and how they can sometimes overwhelm you, and sometimes you also repress your emotions. I feel like the way that you just work through the good, the up and the downs is very inspirational. This group, to better protect your energy, focus on your work, focus on your grind and what you're doing. People are going to always have an opinion about what you got to say, what you got to do. Just keep on grinding, baby. You're going to find that silver lining, baby. Okay? So yeah, keep on working and focusing on you and your bread as well, because you're going to be making that bank, boo. So yeah, I see you guys. You guys could also be escaping through work. Some of y'all see that too. But yeah, better protect your energy by focusing on things that are important to you and the things that make you happy. Thank you, Group C, for joining me for this reading. If it resonated, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to join my beautiful community of my lovely ravens. My name is Kay. I had the pleasure of being your reader today, and I hope to catch you at my next video. Peace.